So this just gives you an idea. This is the dexterous manipulator that's going into the external pallet that was delivered on Conatory 6, grabbing one of the lithium-ion batteries with its arm 2, and then maneuvering over to the IEA for the 3 alpha power channel. It's going to install it to a slot that was previously left open in place, and then it'll go over and grab another battery that's one of the nickel-hydrogn batteries, take that out from the IEA, and then replace that, put it on the external pallet that was brought up by HTV-6.
Shane Kimbrough is EV1, as we talked about. He'll have the red stripes. He comes out first. Peggy will hand him a crew lock bag, and then she'll come out with him with her own crew lock bag. Shane will start translating up our translation path that we call the CETA spur up to face 1 of the truss, and then translate out to the crew and equipment translation aid, the CETA cart, where he'll take his crew lock bag, attach it to an articulating portable foot restraint, and he'll take that whole bundle and he'll put it on his body restraint tether. He'll translate farther out along the S1 truss, and he'll change over to his second safety tether and continue out to the S4 truss, which is where we'll start our adapter plate installation. While he's doing that, Peggy will be translating from the airlock and following him along the same translation path. She'll be going up the CETA spur to face 1. And from there, she continues all the way down to the end of S1 and hooks up to her second safety tether and heads back up to the exposed pallet. Once she's up there, she takes her crew lock bag, and this contains all the tools she'll need to get the adapter plates ready for removal. She temporarily stows it on a set of handrails. She'll take out a ratchet wrench, and the first thing she does is she releases the torque on the adapter plates with a ratchet wrench. And she'll work her way around and release all of the bolts on the 3 adapter plates. In this video, you can see the 3 old nickel-hydrogn batteries to Peggy's left in the view. Those are stored for return. Meanwhile, back on the integrated equipment assembly, Shane will be taking his articulating portable foot restraint, putting it in position where he'll use it. He'll take the crew lock bag off and position it. This has the tools in it that are needed for installation of the adapter plates on the integrated equipment assembly. When Shane's done with that, well, he'll install some what we call scoops. They're ORU handling devices. That's the first battery we'll move. From there, he'll go up to the exposed pallet with Peggy, and the 2 of them will release the first adapter plate. They'll put it on their body restraint tether, and they'll release the second adapter plate. Shane has that on his body restraint tether, and then the 2 of them will make their way back out to the integrated equipment assembly. Once they're at the work site, Shane will ingress the foot restraint. And Peggy will hand him the first adapter plate. He'll drive 2 bolts to install that. Then we have the data link cable that the 2 of them will work together to attach the first lithium-ion battery to an adapter plate. Once that's done, it gives us an opportunity to start the checkout process on that battery set. Shane egresses, relocates his, or repositions his articulating portable foot restraint, gets ready to release the first nickel-hydrogn battery. Once that's released, he takes it out and he hands it to Peggy. And she holds on to it, maintains control of it. Shane repositions his articulating portable foot restraint back over the adapter plate. And once he's there, Peggy hands him the battery. And he puts it in position on top of the adapter plate. From there, Shane repositions, takes his adapter plate, and installs it on the IEA. Once his 2 bolts are driven, he releases the data link cable, and he and Peggy attach it to that lithium-ion battery. At that point, we have 2 good battery sets, and the channel is operable at that point, but we continue on. They release the last nickel-hydrogn battery on this channel. Shane hands it up to Peggy. Then he repositions the articulating portable foot restraint. Peggy hands it back to him. And he installs it. From there, the 2 crew members make their way back up to the exposed pallet, and they retrieve the last adapter plate for this EVA. Peggy cleans up the work site, collects all the tools, puts the crew lock bag onto her body restraint tether, and the 2 of them return back out to the integrated equipment assembly. Shane installs the last adapter plate. They hook up the data link cable, and we've completed hookup of the batteries on the 3A channel. Peggy starts cleanup. Meanwhile, Shane goes to the other side of the channel, to the 1A side, and he prepares the last bolt to drive on the 1A channel. The robotics did all the rest of them. Once he's released that bolt, they meet back up again, clean up the work site, and they head back to the airlock. The next task that we have is a 1 crew member task to retrieve the CETA light that's located on the S3 truss. It's internal. It has 2 electrical connectors. One electrical connector and 1 bolt to drive. We'll put that in an ORU bag. The next pictures that I have are the AMS photo task. The AMS is collecting wonderful science, but its cooling system is having problems. So on a future EVA, crew members plan to go out here and do a pretty intricate repair of the Alpha Magnetic Spectrometer. But in order to do that EVA, we need to collect photos of the external AMS to see some of the work sites and what needs to be done. And we've provided the crew members on board with these images, and they'll go up on the logistics carrier next to the AMS and take these pictures from various angles. So these circles show roughly where we want the crew to take pictures. If you show the next slide. From various angles. So they've been studying this. They know where they want to be positioned on the ELC to take these pictures. Next slide. And so we hope to use these pictures to develop the EVA to repair this. And then 1 more picture. Some of the cables that they'll be looking for to take pictures. EV1 will go up to the face 1 of S0. And he's going to climb into the S0 truss. These are the MDM EPIC cables that will be installed on a later EVA. When those MDMs get changed out, we're just pre-positioning them on this EVA. EV2 is going to make their way up to the Z1 element in what we call the rat's nest. And it's called that because of all the jumble of cables that are located in that area. And this is where a previous EVA dropped a bundle of cables and wrapped handrails around. We're going to continue the routing of those cables by taking them off of that location and then translating down with that bundle and passing it inside the truss where the other crew member is waiting. We'll take 2 of the 3 cables and pass them inside. Once those are handed in, the other crew member will take those cables and route them inside to another set of handrails. And this will just make it easier for the EVA where they come out to install these MDMs. They can just reach in and grab these cables. They'll be wire tied to an internal handrail in there. Meanwhile, the last cable will be routed over to another handrail that's in proximity.